Hello, everyone. Welcome to my podcast. I am your host, Medusa Asada. I'm here to give water signs a general reading in the Department of Love. Keep in mind, water signs, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. And also, this reading will be timeless. I will be pulling energies from the past, present, and future. So just take it however it resonates, only if it resonates. Water signs, if you're interested to see what the cards have in store for you this week, then definitely stay tuned. All right, water signs. So we're going to start off by using the Voodoo Tarot deck to pull the external energies that may be affecting you by ways of people, places, or things, situationships, relationships, partnerships, soloships. And although throughout the reading I may pull a particular zodiac sign, it may represent you, person of interest, timeline, or influence. So do check your houses if you're into that sort of thing. Make sure you read the description box of the episode so you know everything you need to know. And understand I'm just a regular person who loves to pull cards and interpret it to the best of my ability. So don't ever feel obligated to listen to anything I say. Do your own research, okay? So water signs, that is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Let's see what's going on with you guys in the Department of Love, okay? Okay. Get a little situated in this chair. I just did fire signs right before you guys. So, yeah. We're here. Getting it done. Getting it done. I got another reading to do after you guys. I'm just trying to catch up so that things don't just pile up, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. Let's see. Water signs, what's going on? We start off by, ooh, a little bit of seduction coming through. Okay, strongly sexual male energy coming through here. All right. This could be, ooh. Hang on a second. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get one more. It's like a little spicy here. A little spicy, but of course, when it comes down to water signs, I always say in my readings, when it comes down to particularly feminine water signs, they're more prone to be influenced or manipulated and all that stuff like that. I don't mean any harm when I say that, but just based off my personal experiences and just reading cards for like over a year now, like that's just the vibes, you know. Anyways, so let's see. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay. I want all of my friends. So all of my friends that's still here with me today are water signs, and they're just amazing, beautiful people, and I just love their energy, and so. And I have family members. My brother is a water sign, so, there's that. So let's see here. So with this seduction card, okay, this is someone who is a bit of a bae, right? A bit of a zaddy, depending on like the kind of vibes you into, right? The thing, your preferences or whatever. But it really feels like a particular kind of energy that's very much magnetic, very much attractive, okay, and very much powerful in that sense, okay? Like it's like they hit the spot. They know the right things to say to really get you in your feels, right? And really kind of like reignite, like spark that emotional connection, right? And that's the beauty of water signs, right? It's like you guys are just, when it comes down to your emotions, and I say like emotions are, I always talk about like tethered and all that stuff and baggages and all that stuff like that, right? But there are also some beautiful, beautiful emotions to embody and to experience. And you guys encompass all of those things, right? Just like any other sign who encompasses the negative or the light, right? And the dark, right? Traits of or personality traits of their court cards. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's stop it. Okay. So we have here union of opposites, so it could be, take it as you will, like opposite signs, right? What's the opposite of cups? I mean, water signs. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Wait, is it fire? Is the opposite of water fire? I'm not really sure. But like it really just kind of feels like, and for some it could be opposites attract. So it's like a person who's very different from you or whatever the case may be. And so like it's this energy, even though it's like we're different from each other. It's like, like we like there's a shift that takes place here when it comes down to just how this person makes you feel, right? And for some it could be a marriage of some sort. For some it could be like having a family together, okay? And so that can also too play a big role in the situation, right? It's like there's a difference between if I was with my partner and we didn't have any kids, and then if I was with my partner and we have kids, like there's just certain things that really just take into account, that really like kind of dictates how things just kind of go and flow, right? And so, yeah, there could be some kind of responsibility and all that stuff like that here, like joint obligations that needs to be fulfilled, right? To bring forth, like just, you know, bringing things into fruition, right? Manifesting, creating, right? Harvesting, right? These kinds of things, okay? And so it could be also too this energy here where it's just like a person can't keep away from them, and then bam, there's a child involved, and then bam, it's like, okay, we got a decision we got to make here, right? So it's like, do we work it out? Do we work it out? It's what's that? There's a movie, Knocked Up, like that. Knocked Up is like a perfect example kind of thing here, where it's like two people who are like just complete and totally different like personality traits, and then they have this like one night stand, and then it's like, they're together. Now it doesn't have to be a one night stand, but it could just be either way, whereas like there is a sexual attraction here, okay, a passionate attraction here, a magnetic or fiery attraction that just kind of like entangles you guys into this constant dance, right? And it's just like, whoa. Like I used to say in my probably in my earlier podcast episodes, because I was a little nervous. I didn't want to like be too explicit or whatever. So I used to say the dirty tango or something like that. So like to kind of give across that particular physical activity or physical excursion. Is that the right word? I be doing the most sometimes. Oh Lord. Wait, excursion. I just want to make sure, because I don't be wanting to tell y'all anything wrong. Okay, well, it says ride. So we're gonna go with that. Anyways, let's keep going here. But let's see what's going on here. Let's get into the tarot. I am using today the Gentle Tarot, okay, to pull the cards, okay? To pull the energies. This is not the advice portion. It's just the energies that I'm pulling here. And then, of course, we pull the Ace of Wands. That fiery energy that I was just talking about. I was doing the most, right? And so here it is. Right there, full in center. And then, and I think I said something about harvest as well, which is really interesting too, right? Because the card is holding some kind of grain, I think. So let's see here. It could be a baby. I remember one time I did a reading, in my first tarot YouTube channel. Before I started doing the podcast, I had a YouTube channel for my tarot. And I felt the energy of the Ace of Wands as like a pregnancy. Like a pregnancy, like a labor, or whatever the case may be. I feel like there could be like a kid that kind of comes in and like really just kind of changes things. We have the Nine of Cups here. Okay. These look like it wanted to, like it kind of turned. And so it could be this energy of like still processing. We have the Seven of Cups and then the Flower of Cups. And so I feel like, Flower of Cups, that's Cancer energy, okay, mother energy here coming through, okay? And so because it's like it was like twirl, like it was like going around, right? It was spinning, I meant to say. The Seven of Cups and the Flower of Cups was spinning. It really feels like it's like a processing, like a thinking, like still what you call that when still loading or whatever. And so like it kind of feels like whatever kind of decisions that a person was making, like it really feels like it's like processing still, right? Even if a person is in a good state right now with this Nine of Cups and like they're like happy, there is a little bit of it's a little bit of uncertainty when it comes down to it, because the reason why I feel that way is with this Seven of Cups is this energy here of really trying to get to know and get to understand, right? And she's pointing at the cup of fire here. So it really feels like a curiosity of some sort to really see like what this fire actually, what it possesses, like what it can do, right? And so like imagine, right, like you've never seen a fire before, and then bam, right, there's like a fire right there and it's just glowing. It's so beautiful, right? It's so enticing, it's so illuminating, right? And it's so warm, right? But then it's like so hot, and you can burn, and so it's so dangerous and it can be destructive, right? But it's just so like it's so wonderful. It's wonderful. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's all of these feelings all at once. And so it just feels like a culmination of like just so many like ups and downs and turns, right? Lefts and rights. It's just a lot, right? And it's like a whirlwind, you know what I'm saying? And so a person is definitely entangled in some kind of a trip of some sort, like a ride, right? They're in for a ride of their lives kind of thing. Not to be too dramatic about it, but it really just kind of feels like that, where like even if whatever it is that a person may be feeling, right? There's always this feeling of just being attracted magnetically to a particular person, regardless of whatever it is that they put you through or whatever it is that they embody. There's just something about them that just keeps you wondering, right? Now let's see here. The challenge, when we come down to this situation, the challenge, okay, is the Ten of Stones. And so it's this energy here where it's like dealing with the situation where it's like, even if there is a pregnancy involved, right? It's like, how can we do this together? Like, how can we make this work? How can we produce longevity, when it comes down to this entanglement, when it comes down to this connection? Okay. And so when we're talking about personally speaking, right, it's this energy here where a person finds themselves attracted to things that makes them curious, things that makes them wonder, right? And so if a person kind of gets a feel or an idea of a kind of person that they are, like it's not adventurous, there's no excitement, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking about the word adrenaline, but like that depends, right, on a particular person. Like if they're in for that kind of like thrill ride, right, then they're in for that, right? And so they'll look out for those particular kind of attributes in a person, right? And so if it's not the case, then it's just more so about excitement and having fun and just having a good time. But it's this energy here where that is more so at the frontal lobe, right? The frontal part of a person's like thinking, as opposed to like, is this person reliable? Can this person like sustain and maintain a relationship past the like funsies, mating phase or dating phase? Can this person be able to transition into a family dynamic, a home environment, right? Like that particular kind of structure. Okay. And so, I've read books and we've seen movies, right, where it's those particular kind of characters or guys or gals, right, who likes to have a good time, but they're just not ready to settle down. They're just not ready, or they're not into that kind of thing, right? For whatever reason. And we can attribute that to their beliefs, right? Their upbringing, their environment, their influence, their programming, those kinds of things. And so, yeah, like I feel like that, right? But then also too, personally speaking as well, like what does one personally bring to the table that can offer, right, that platform, right, or that availability or that space to present a like that kind of like structure. Okay. I be having words come to me, and it can be so distracting when I'm like trying to speak, but the word that came to me is infrastructure. What? Oh my goodness. I just want to make sure. Infrastructure. Is it I just want to make sure, cuz I don't be feeling infrastructure. Okay. Framework, yeah. So infrastructure. Okay. So I gotta have confidence in myself. I do a lot of reading and all that stuff like that. So it's like, why do I feel so insecure? But sometimes I can do the most, where it's just like, what? Did she just say that? So let's see. Oh, I'm trying to pull some cards here. Let's see. Overcoming this situation. And then that's the thing too, that's the thing with not fire signs, water signs, is that they're very much along the lines of like, they work well, like they're really good, like, co-workers or partners and all that stuff like that. And they don't have a problem with taking in information or just critiques or whatever, or jotting things down, working things like they're really just good workers in that sense. And I'm not saying it as just for the workplace, but I'm talking about just like friendships and all those kinds of things. Like water signs are very much along the lines of doing the work to actually obtain and maintain like good relationships, right? They're the ones who's usually like, ready to like go and support and do all those things. You know what I'm saying? But that also puts them in that space of, depending on how a person is, a vulnerable state where they're not able to be in the dominance seat, right? Not in a sense of dictating or whatever. Like, it's just more so like they're not, it's, how can I, because I don't want to offend, I don't want to say anything wrong, but it's like they're at the head of the table type thing, giving the orders, calling the shots and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is just based off of my experiences. And so it's always, in my friends groups, it's like always like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I'm willing to do whatever y'all want to do. What y'all trying to do? And it's always come back to, what do you want to do? And it's just like, okay, you know what? Fine. Let's just do this. You know what I'm saying? And then like they can, they get a sense or a feel of just how things are going to go. And then they can, carry the mantle moving forward. You know what I'm saying? They could, pick up the baton and like, run forth. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I think when we talk about like signs as well, because I honestly just feel like, and maybe this is in regards to a particular person who's listening, right? Who's very much like go with the flow kind of like guy or gal, you know, because I'm really just trying to justify this, but it could simply just be, you know, geared towards the people who are listening. You know what I'm saying? So you might be the type of person that is a go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? But it can be a bit difficult when you're dealing with a person who is very much along the lines of trying to like live free and in the wild, you know, type character. But it's like you kind of want something different. And then it's like, how do I get them to come home? How do I get them to behave? How do I get them to come back? Or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, the go with the flow kind of gal or guy, right, would be, you know, the type that just lets them do whatever they want to do and like express themselves and you know, like hurt and feel vulnerable in those emotions and in those states, right? But it's like it's not enough, right, to kind of is not a strong enough hook to reel them in, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And this is just for some people, not everyone. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah. Yeah, because I'm saying, like, even the feistiest ones, like, you know, I have an aunt who's a Scorpio. She's feisty, but, you know, she's still a kind of go with the flow kind of gal, you know? So overcoming this situation is the Ace of Thunder. Okay, so it's this energy here of really just trying to be along the lines here where it's just like, okay, trying to surrender to the chaos, you know, trying to make do, right? Trying to throw themselves in the line of fire or whatever, or deal with that situation. So yeah, as we were saying, like go with the flow kind of gal, like despite the injuries that a person might, you know, endure, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're dealing with the what? Let's see. Seven of Thunders, Hierophant energy, Taurus. Three of Cups, okay, the World, the Emperor, Aries energy, and then the Star, Aquarius energy. Yeah, like I feel like when it comes down to this particular situation, it's this energy here where it really just kind of feels like a lone wolf type thing. But then it's like a lone wolf, like trying to be subjected to a connection or a relationship or a marriage or whatever the case may be, or just constantly being, is it vindicated? Like it kind of feels like it just more so just subjected to think and look at a relationship and consider the relationship and be molded right into a particular relationship, whether that be like a marital status. You know what I'm saying? The Three of Cups in the reverse, it just really shows this energy of just not having a good time. It's not fun. It's not freeing. It's not a fun kind of like freeing lifestyle. Okay, we have the World here. Okay, so it really feels kind of closed in. It's like closed in, like that mundane kind of routine kind of thing where like it something here just doesn't feel fun. Okay, we have the Emperor here, and then we have the Star. I feel like when it comes down to this particular situation, it's this energy here where, like, despite the, you know, what's going on with this not fun energy, it's also too trying to find ways to focus on maintaining and sustaining a relationship, and it could be at the expense of kind of like being distanced from the outside world or like friends, or you know, going out and having a good time. Like it could be a pregnancy that kind of like keeps a person kind of like locked down from being able to like do those things, or be able to do those things together. And so like it really feels kind of routinely with this World here, where like it's just like maybe it could be like psych when it comes out, like it's like a repetitive kind of like cycle or whatever the case may be, right? And so I feel like this Three of Cups here in the reverse, it really just feels like a person is just not having fun, or a person is just not being able to enjoy themselves. We have the Emperor here, a representation of the Aries, and then the Star, a representation of the Aquarius energy, where a person might feel a bit defiant, okay, rebellious in that sense, okay, like need to stand up against, right? That kind of structure and wanting to take a stance, right? Whether they say that like outwardly, like verbally, or they take a stance like internally, where it's just like, I'm, like there's things that I've hoped and dreamed and wished for and aspired to do and become. And so it's like that becomes a thing, right? But then even when we're talking about a relationship, despite these situations, there's a part of a person, whether they have an attitude about a situation or not, it's this energy here of really just kind of hoping for a kind of connection in a relationship where these issues are not issues. Okay. And so, yeah, like emotionally speaking, there is a disconnect. Okay. There's separation here. Okay. And so, like, this could manifest in ways where it's like a person kind of does things and they act a particular kind of way and they don't realize how that, emotionally impacts a person. All right. And the past, we have the devil here in the reverse. So Capricorn energy. Okay. So a person has not detached themselves. Sorry, I hate you guys. To detach themselves from an emotional tether here. Okay, with this Ace of Cups. Did I say Capricorn energy coming through with this devil here in the reverse? Okay, and then we also have here the Five of Thunders. Yeah, it's a preference. Okay, it's a preference that a person is constantly being attracted to, and they don't even realize it. They're very much highly influenced, and it brings them some kind of emotional fulfillment, whether that is positive emotions or negative emotions. There was a time in my life where I just, crying just felt like the best way to express myself. And even when it just wasn't necessary, like it was just, and it's like, it's even like with babies, not newborns, right? But it's like babies who are, they can communicate, right? But they feel like the best way to communicate, clearly, is to cry. And that's like in adults, that's a clear indication that when it comes down to a person's emotions and just their mental health and wellness, like it's not necessarily completely A100. You know what I'm saying? Because I do remember there are times where I realized that I didn't have to cry, but I chose to cry because there were no other words that I could say to win, the argument or to win the situation. And so it's like, okay, I'm gonna cry, right? To kind of overpower the situation. And so like it kind of feels like that, where a person is addicted to some kind of emotional relation, like emotional relationship. I don't know how to say it. Like it really just feels like a person can be addicted to the drama or the toxicity, okay? Just addicted to that kind of thing. And it doesn't necessarily have to just be addiction. It could just be along the lines of comfortability, right? Because it brings forth some form of life into the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it kind of is being validated as, well, tears is still water. So this can bring forth life, kind of thing. So it's kind of like when the Tin Man cries, right? And is able to wake up Dorothy and the lion, right? When they go into the poppy field, or if you watch The Wiz, right? They inhaled, the dust, right? The pink dust. And so like it kind of feels like that, using that trauma, right? To be able to bring forth or reawaken something or someone, right? So it's this a teeny kind of syndrome that kind of happens here that a person relies on, right? Whether it's to win a person over or to feel alive, you know what I'm saying? And so, or feel just anything, okay? So let's see here, the heart space in the upside down. Let's see what's going on with that. The heart space in the upside down, we have the root of stones, harvest of thunder, 9 of stones. So I feel like when it comes down to this particular situation, like it really feels like the way a person kind of like goes about living their lives. Okay, harvest of stones, Aquarius energy. A person doesn't recognize their own true like independence, right? So what does that mean? Like it's like their own individuality. Okay, with this harvest of thunder. Okay, Aquarius energy coming through again. Okay, so it's this energy here of just really like and truly believing that they can do without the drama. Like it took a long time. Sorry, I had to sneeze. It took a while for Mary J. Blige to have to like sing like no more drama. Like she was with the guy from Casey and JoJo for a really long time. And they kind of like been in that relationship and did the things that they did for a really long time. And it hurt each other. It hurted her. She was harming herself, you know, when she was doing these things. And so like, it's this energy here of not being able to see, right, a life outside of that kind of connection. Okay. And be able to flourish, right? And feel fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? And really just kind of bask in the beauty of one's own individuality and identity. Okay. And just feel confident in oneself. You know what I'm saying? And be about one's, you know, live, right? And so, yeah, I was thinking about daily bread, but it's like, what? Let's see, heart space in the upright. We have here the 2 of wands here, and then the lovers here in the reverse, Gemini energy, and then we have the tower. Okay, so it could be this energy here where it's like, okay, you know what, like I feel like I need to figure out a way to kind of like separate myself from this person. Okay, like it's like finding ways to kind of like not think of this connection as anything other than a tower moment, right? An inconvenience, right? It's like everything that I try and build, like this connection destroys, right? Like it's like this person is only here to just kind of bring destruction into my life kind of thing. Like it's like that kind of feeling that I'm feeling, right? And so yeah, it's giving me Grim Reaper vibes, you know what I'm saying? Scorpio energy with this tower. So let's see here in the future. In the future, we have the Magician, Seed of Wands, 2 of Cups, 4 of Thunder, 9 of Thunder. So I feel like it's like an up and down. Like we were talking about cycles, right? Like constantly, there's like this constant like a reoccurring dream or reoccurring experience or interaction, okay? And so I really kind of feel like with this seeds here, Seed of Stones at the bottom of the deck, okay, Capricorn energy, a person really just needs to figure out what it is that they truly want, right, for themselves and for their lives. And whatever doesn't align with that, right, like it kind of is like that's, you know, like it's either the word or it isn't the word. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the future here, like it really feels like a pick me up kind of thing, like as if a person was to take a Red Bull, like, or like a, you know, like, I don't know, I don't drink coffee, but like, you know, like mad espressos, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like a surge of like, dopamine or whatever, where it just gets a person excited here and really confident here. And it's like full of life. And it's just like, this is great. This is wonderful, right? You know, despite the circumstances, We have the Seat of Wands, like feeling really, really confident and secure when it comes down to this particular situation. We have the Two of Cups, but then we have the Four of Thunder here, and then we have the Nine of Thunder, right? And so like even like outside of this relationship, it's definitely something that is deeply embedded within a person. And so therefore, this is probably why a person is kind of attracting or is magnetic when it comes down to attracting a particular kind of reoccurring archetype of a relationship, or archetype of a person. You know what I'm saying? And so it's really just boils down to a person not feeling like they're good enough, right? Or not, it's like they don't, when it comes down to their standards, even if they say like, like I have standards and, and they'll turn down like mediocre, like people type thing. But it's like when it comes down to something that, like sexual tension or just like attractiveness, right? When it comes down to body type or whatever the case may be, it's like they make excuses or, they bend the rules for these type of people where it's just like, well, this person is good and bad, so I give them the benefit of the doubt. Or this person's, size is, they got a big ego type thing, if you know what I mean. And so it's like this person gets the benefit of the doubt, or this person has, a big wallet, so I give this person a benefit of the doubt, right? Like it's like when it comes down to taking risks and chances, right, and saying no to these big egos and big wallets, it's like, but what, like it's like it feels a bit iffy, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like here with this Two of Cups, even if it's like getting back together, reuniting because it feels so good, or finding another connection, is still going to be the same kind of recycling kind of thing here, okay? Because what's the real issue is that magnetism that a person, it kind of is like a chip, right? A person doesn't realize that they're chipped. But it's like a, tracking device type thing. They don't realize that magnetism, that chip magnetism, right, is inside of them. And they're just kind of like roaming around. It's just like, wait, like, why do I keep attracting these kinds of people, right? It's because there's something inside of you that, that you personally attract, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it how you will, right? So we're going to take a little bit of a break and then we'll come back with the advice from Spirit. All right, so we are here using the Shaman Dream Oracle for the advice. Okay, for water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Let's see what we have here. The advice, eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. All right, so number 18. So it says here, protection, inherit trust, rising above the fray. The eyes of the eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before it all manifests as reality. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. In a similar fashion, you too can train your keen eye to discern the workings of humans. Eyes of the Eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, yet react to nothing. Act only to further your noblest calling. The eagle flies above all creatures. When it meets obstacles, it simply rises up above them. Know that you are protected. You can fly high above the judgment slings and arrows and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings and are still arguing with the pigeons over crumbs. Trust that you are ready for whatever fortune has placed before you, even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges. Your willingness to say yes to Spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from your wings and make you lose altitude. You are called now to trust your heart and your instincts, to move fearlessly. I'm sorry, I lost my spot. What the heck? To move fearlessly and not waver. The time is right and no harm can come your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously. Okay, so let's see. Let's get a crystal / gemstone card for you guys. All right, so you have here Big Spite, so timing, action, and change. Timing is everything, and with Big Spite, that couldn't be truer. Big Spite has an impeccable knack for the right timing and can encourage you to try new things, pursue an opportunity, or change anything that needs an update. Big Spite opens the connection between your base chakras and your heart chakra and infuses you with unconditional love for yourself and others. Big Spite encourages energy expressed as action, movement, and progression to move forward to true alignment between you and your soul. Update what's outdated with joy and recharge your life. So Aries and Taurus. All right, let's get a Love Yourself card for you guys for water signs. Okay, so it says, forgive all past experiences. I accept all that I have created for myself, my past and my present. I am willing to allow my future to happen. Okay, it says here, wellness is the natural state of my body. My body communicates with me, and I am willing to listen to and understand its messages. Okay, so that is all that I have for you all water signs out there. I hope I was able to help you out in any way, shape, or form. Good luck to you all on your amazing journeys. Until next time, peace.